Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing another comic book review on Undead Border or Escape or Die. This book was created by 656 Comics and this was a crowdfunded book through Indiegogo. And so like all my other comic book reviews, we'll be reviewing the art of the book, the story, and then the overall quality of the book itself. So we'll just dive right in, start with the art. Starting with the cover. There were multiple covers available for this campaign. I chose the Preston Acevedo cover. This is the one that I enjoyed the most. And you can see right here, this is one of the characters that's in the book. His name is Junkman. And Preston just did an awesome job on this, man. Like, I believe that Preston is the best cover artist in all of CG right now. His covers are just always so good, and I always love seeing his stuff. And this is a really good cover, one of my favorites to be honest, and just great job, great job. And so now looking at the interiors of the book, the art style of the interior, as you see here, it's a little cartoony, I would say. But it fits very well with the story, and it's actually pretty cool because like you see, they go into great detail when it's necessary. And so like for example, let's see, when you see some of the zombies and stuff, you get, oh actually this guy right here, he's another character right there, and you can see a decent amount of detail. And it fits. Like, this style brings life to the characters, brings life to the book itself. And see, like the backgrounds, the grayscale and the shadings are all done fairly well. I like this. And this is the perfect type of art style that goes very well without colors. And so their decision to go black and white, was like, it was perfect with the art style that they decided to go with. And yeah, fun art. So now the best thing about this book is actually the story. The story the story takes place in Juarez in Mexico, and this is basically I'm gonna try to do this as spoiler free as possible, but basically the story is kind of it's post apocalyptic to a certain point because it's concentrated to Juarez itself, and what you find out is like there's some type of zombie plague that spread rapidly through ticks. And the ticks is what's spreading it, and it spreads to pretty much everything that's alive, so humans and animals alike. And but this book, it doesn't focus on the zombies, and so it focuses more on the life in Juarez itself and the people that are surviving within it, and everything that took place within it. Because when this zombie plague started, that it broke out, it caused several. It was basically civil unrest. You have different factions that arise, and they fight the zombies, and they carve out a place in Juarez where they could survive and live. And then you have warring factions, basically coming at each other. Fighting for power, fighting for resources, fighting for control, and all that. And so that's the story in the nutshell. But it really emphasizes on the life in Juarez and some of the brutality that these people went through, and it lightly touches on us. I don't want to say it's heavy on social issues. It just highlights life at the border, and especially especially at the end. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end, but like it kind of hits you a certain way when you see what happens, and you're like, dang, that is kind of how it is. And it was a great allegory, I felt like, at the end. But the story this is my favorite story this year so far. It's a thick book. I don't remember the amount of pages off the top of my head, but I think it's over 100 pages. You see all that. The quality of this book, it's it's pretty decent quality. It's perfect bound paperback. The cover is a thicker cardstock, and then it's not a glossy paper in the middle, in the interior, but the pages are a little bit thicker than normal comic book pages. So it's a durable book. Quality. It looks great on the bookshelf as well. And man, but the story of this thing is just so great. I can't harp on it enough. It's a great. I can't really compare this to anything either, man, because like it's not like Walking Dead. Although some things are similar, but the thing that makes this stand out is that people have already adapted to the life of living in this like zombie infested type thing. And the big evil is pretty much the different factions, or a specific faction that rose up to power after the hero that carved out that basically slaughtered a whole bunch of zombies and carved out a space for everyone to live. The guy's name is Dante. He vanishes in the beginning, and then that's when his underlings start trying to raise up their own factions and seize power and all that. And one particular faction ends up gaining more power and influence, and they're very brutal, and they rule Juarez with like an iron fist. It's what they say or you're dead. And the way that they execute people and deal with people is very vicious. They sick zombies on them, or there's other methods of torture and all that stuff. But you see the brutality of these people that are now in power, and then you see how people have adapted to life under these regimes, and just so good, so good. 656, you guys did a phenomenal job with this, and once again, this is probably this year definitely it's my favorite book, and it ranks up there in my favorite CG books of all time. Black Tiger, Legacy of Fury, and this are very, very close. And so, yeah. So that's my. Before I go to that was the book, but they also added a supplemental book, which was full of concept sketches and concept art of all the different characters and all that. But what they also have, like once we get there, you see that's Junkman right there again. Different versions of them. Them trying to, hash out the character. Different panels, and this stuff is so cool. I love this stuff when creators make these things. It's ashcan size too. I absolutely love these things, man. And at the back of this, right here, you have stuff that adds more to the story. Like these are journal entries from one of the characters inside the book, and it just adds more to the lore and the world building. Like it's more world building to the Undead Border world that they created. And I love this stuff. It talks more in depth about Dante, and then some of the people that rose to power afterwards, and it's just so good, man. And it talks about the infection of the ticks and all that stuff. It's just very good. And then you have a little map right here of Juarez itself, and so you have different parts of it because the border is actually an it's basically like a inferno. It's like an ever burning fire right here, and it's to keep the infection from spreading. And then you have different parts in here as well, where Juarez is one of the main places. You got No Man's Land, which is basically just where the zombies roam freely, and you don't really have much human activity in there. And the people who run Juarez, they kind of use No Man's Land as like a slow form of execution. They kind of exile people out there and to fend for themselves in that. But yeah, great stuff, man. Absolutely great stuff. It was a basic campaign, didn't have a whole bunch into it, but the stuff they had was so freaking good. The book and the supplemental stuff, I cannot be more happy than what I got. And once again, great job, guys. I'm gonna put their social media stuff inside the description, so check them out. This book, unfortunately, is not available right now. They might make it available again sometime down the road, but as of right now, it is not available. But they do have another campaign that's actively running called the Cryptidnals. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. But check these guys out. Check them out. And yeah, thank you for stopping by for this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.